Hello again to all of you cinemaniacs out there, and welcome back to Arrow Senior Living's Marvel Cinematic Universe Weekend Movie Marathon Primer Series. My name is Aaron Neeson, Arrow's visual media director, and I am your guide through this marathon, preparing you for the movies you are going to be enjoying with reminders and tips on important events and characters you will be seeing. Today we are laying the groundwork for Spider-Man Far From Home, the 24th movie we are watching in this series. We just watched Avengers Endgame, and are you okay? How are you holding up? That was, in my opinion, as close to a perfect finale for the Infinity Saga that one could ask for. What a tremendous challenge, bringing all these characters together, having them each have their own story, motivations, conflicts, and having them finish one giant story in a satisfying manner. But in my humble opinion, they pulled it off and did a fantastic job. The Avengers defeated Thanos, but not without great cost. Natasha gave her life so they could attain the Soul Stone. Also, Tony sacrificed himself to snap away Thanos and his armies. This saved half the life in the universe again, as Thanos was this close to re-snapping everyone that the Avengers had just saved. Steve Rogers then traveled back through time to return all the Infinity Stones to the time that they had been removed from, thus restoring the timelines. He didn't return the way he came, though. We see that Steve found Peggy Carter, the love of his life, and lived out his life in happiness with her. He returned to the Avengers now as an old man, passing the shield on to Sam Wilson, the Falcon. I really hope that you enjoyed Avengers Endgame. As I stated before, it's one of my favorites and a truly impressive accomplishment. Wow. But now it is time to move on to the next movie in our marathon, Spider-Man Far From Home. So, what do you need to know for this one? Well, let's go over some of the characters and events you need to keep in mind for this film. No spoilers yet, I promise to warn you before we talk about those. First, we have the titular character, Spider-Man, aka Peter Parker. Mentee of Tony Stark, high school student with super spider powers, he was snapped away for 5 years by Thanos. Aunt May Parker, Peter's aunt and guardian, and the only family he has. She was snapped by Thanos. Ned Leeds, Peter Parker's classmate and best friend, snapped. Flash Thompson, Peter's classmate, a rich, smug kid and rival to Peter Parker, snapped. Michelle Jones Watson, MJ, Peter's classmate who is a little awkward but very intelligent, snapped. Nick Fury and Maria Hill, former leaders of S.H.I.E.L.D., still active in assessing and dealing with superhuman and otherworldly threats, snapped. Happy Hogan, Tony Stark's close friend and head of Stark Security. He did not get snapped. Okay, so now we're going to dig into the plot just a little bit. So for those of you who don't want to know anything in advance, I suggest switching this off now. Okay, everyone here is good with some plot points being spoiled, right? Because it is time to dig into the plot, and there will be spoilers. Here we go. In Mexico, Nick Fury and Maria Hill investigate an unnatural storm and encounter an earth elemental, a giant creature made of sand, dirt, and stone that is laying waste to whole villages. Quentin Beck, a superpowered individual that goes by the moniker Mysterio, arrives and defeats the creature. Meanwhile, in New York City, the Midtown School of Science and Technology completes its year, which was restarted to accommodate the students who were snapped 5 years earlier. They had reappeared unaged thanks to the actions of the Avengers. The school organizes a 2-week summer field trip to Europe, where Peter Parker, who is still mourning the death of his mentor Tony Stark, plans to reveal to his classmate MJ that he likes her. Happy Hogan informs Peter that Nick Fury intends to contact him, but Peter ignores Fury's phone call. Peter and his classmates travel to Venice, Italy, where the water elemental attacks. While Peter protects his classmates and civilians, Mysterio arrives and defeats the creature. Fury meets up with Peter and gives him a pair of special eyeglasses that Tony Stark left for him. The glasses enable Peter to communicate with and take command of the artificial intelligence Edith, which stands for Even Dead, I'm the Hero, and the large fleet of deadly drones that comes with her. Pretty irresponsible to give something like that to a teenager, but it's not the first time that Tony has had questionable judgment regarding Peter. But I digress. Nick Fury should know better. So Mysterio claims to have entered from an alternate reality within the multiverse, where the four elementals killed his family and destroyed his civilization. Now, the multiverse is the idea that there are many different realities, some of which are very similar to the one we are seeing, while others are vastly different. Mysterio predicts the last elemental, the fire elemental, will attack Prague in the Czech Republic. Peter declines Fury's invitation to join the fight and returns to his class trip, but Fury secretly changes the class's itinerary to divert the students to Prague. Peter is left with no choice but to help Mysterio fight the fire elemental to again protect his friends. Fury and Hill invite Peter and Mysterio to discuss forming a new superhero team, but Peter decides that Mysterio should go alone and transfers control of Edith to him. But once Peter leaves, Mysterio celebrates alongside ex-Stark Industries employees with whom he had been working to masquerade as a superhero. Mysterio, who was fired by Stark Industries, has been using advanced drone projectors to simulate his superpowers and the elementals. He plans to use Edith's drones to increase the scale of his illusions and fraudulently establish himself as an Avenger-level hero. So now it's up to Peter to somehow defeat Mysterio, who has the power to control what Peter sees, hears, feels, and has enough firepower to be all but unstoppable. I'm going to stop there because I have already told you so much of the story already, but you're going to have a great time watching the action unfold anyway. Fun bit of trivia: Mysterio first appeared in the comics in The Amazing Spider-Man number 13 in June of 1964. In the comics, he is a former special effects artist, illusionist, and actor who turns to crime. He is one of Spider-Man's most enduring enemies, and one of the first members of the Sinister Six, a team of Spider-Man's iconic villains. The first team consisted of Dr. Octopus, Electro, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman, Vulture, and Mysterio. As of this movie, we've only seen Vulture and Mysterio, though. I'm very excited for you all to enjoy Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man is one of my favorite heroes, and I really enjoy watching the character navigate balancing his life and superheroics. He's one of the only characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with a secret identity, so it's a charming change of pace from the other films. We'll be back soon with another primer for the next movie in our marathon, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Until next time.